This special cased 1849 pocket revolver from the Greg Lant collection in front of me is something truly special. It's got just about everything going for it you can imagine. Starting with the obvious, it is a 2-barrel set, a matching 2-barrel set. Nearly impossible to find. So you've got a factory 6-inch barrel and a factory 4-inch barrel. It's got the early style factory engraving that you're only going to see in the 1840s and the very early 1850s before it became the more Germanic style scroll engraving that we see through most of the percussion era. So the engraving is both extensive, but it's also a special, rarer variety that you're not going to see that often. And on this pair, you've also got a really special attribute where you have vignettes of a Wildcat and a Colt head on the 6-inch barrel. On top of the extensive factory engraving, you've got a factory deluxe walnut grip here. You've also got the fact that this case set is in incredibly high condition. This is as near mint as a 49 pocket as you're going to get, especially when you consider this is an early one. So this one's been around even longer. On top of that, it comes in a factory presentation rosewood case with the original owner's initials inscribed on the case lid escutcheon, and you've got the original owner's name inscribed along the backstrap. Henry Bruce Beach, a prominent Hartford businessman. Many of you are probably wondering who Henry Beach was. He was a businessman in Hartford, Colt's hometown in the period. But he wasn't just any businessman. He was directly connected to the Colt factory because his company, Woodruff and Beach Iron Works, was actually producing steam engines, castings, and other components. And his steam engines were being used in Colt's armory starting in the late 1840s as they were being established. Right after the Colt Walker comes the new armory in Hartford, because Colt didn't have a factory when the Walker was produced. So he established his own factory, and whose engines does he use? Henry Beach's. So in addition to the steam engines that we know his company supplied to the Colt factory, they may have also supplied iron and brass castings, because we know Colt did sometimes use outside contractors to produce parts. While the Walker, for example, was primarily produced at the Whitney Armory, we know that some of the components were outsourced to speed up production. Early on, Colt may have done the same thing through Woodruff and Beach. So in addition to their business connections, both Beach and Samuel Colt were involved in multiple local organizations, and they served on multiple local boards together, so they certainly knew one another. The families are also connected. In 1867, Cyprian Beach, Henry Bruce Beach's brother, married Samuel Colt's sister-in-law. So I mentioned from the top that Colt percussion revolvers with multiple factory barrels are incredibly rare. This is actually the second cased set connected to the Beach family that we've had that featured this. The previous set was from the Robert M. Lee collection that we sold several years ago. Similar to this set, it was an 1848 Baby Dragoon revolver, the predecessor to the model 1849. And that set was inscribed to Cyprian Beach, Henry Bruce Beach's brother. Given that we know that Beach was producing the steam engines used in Colt's factory, and the fact that him and Samuel Colt had connections with one another in local civic organizations, it is very likely that Samuel Colt had these revolver sets personally presented to the Beach brothers. So though everybody thinks about the Colt single-action army as like the defining Colt of the 19th century, the Model 1849 Pocket was actually the most popular Colt revolver of the century. Over 325,000 of these revolvers were manufactured by the time production ended in 1873. But you're never going to find another one like this. You're not going to find another example that has this level of condition, which is basically as near mint as you can have. I mean, this revolver pretty much only has light age. The silver has tarnished, which is beautiful. I mean, I love the old tarnishing you get on old silver that's been left untouched like this. You've got beautiful, bright, original factory blue finish. You've got stunning case colors. The engraving remains incredibly sharp and crisp. And just look at the cylinder scene on this thing. I mean, the cylinder scene is brand spanking new. I mean, it's stunning. It looks exactly like what Beach would have seen when he opened the case for the first time, aside from the tarnish, which again, adds to its character, adds to its richness. So in addition to the stunning revolver itself, you've also got this very rare and beautiful factory presentation case that is rosewood. It's got beautiful figure on the case lid here, and you've got the nicely inscribed lid escutcheon, and then when you open the case and look inside, it also contains a full suite of accessories in high condition, just like the revolver. That is something we're seeing a lot from the Lamp collection. He was known to be very particular about his cases and his accessories. It's not something you're going to see in most collections where you have a beautiful, beautiful revolver complete with a full suite of accessories, all in high condition. This case set has been featured in multiple publications, and it's also been in several very notable collections, including Alan Kelly's collection, the Norm Flaterman collection, the Richard Ellis collection, and now the Greg Lamp collection. And now it can be part of your collection. This is a very rare opportunity to add a case set like this. You're not going to find this on the market again anytime soon. And it's something that can truly define your collection and add beauty, history, and rarity all at once.